What's up, YouTube? It's Dom Universe. Uh, First off, I just want to say I broke my phone. I broke my phone, and I normally record my videos on my phone, but I'm on my older phone, so I should be expecting a new phone in the mail by tomorrow. Should have came the other day, but whatever. I don't want to keep holding off these videos because I don't have my other phone, and that phone shoots in 4K. So, anyway, today we about to talk about marijuana and how you're supposed to use marijuana. How to use marijuana, period. So check this out. From my own experience and from what I've been hearing. So look. Excuse me. So, marijuana is an intentional drug. You can look this up. It's an intentional drug. Whatever your intentions are before you hit before you hit the marijuana is what the marijuana will give you. So back in ancient times, when they used to use marijuana for food instead of smoking it, they used it for like sicknesses. Really, the plant, the cannabis, marijuana actually came from. It does not come from planet Earth. It comes from Sirius C or Sirius B, one of those two stars in the Sirius star constellation. You can look it up. And it was originally brought here to cure cancer. Look into the cancer, the origins of the cancer zodiac sign, and the moon. The Caucasoids who were on this planet were cursed with cancer, and they had to use marijuana to cure the cancer. But anyway, marijuana can get you in contact with the spiritual realm and with your higher self. But like I said with masturbation, or like I said with porn, you being able to watch porn and activate your kundalini with porn, you can get in contact with your higher self and the spiritual realm with marijuana. But I'm telling you now, I wouldn't recommend doing it with marijuana, because marijuana, you can get indulged in it and start smoking it for the wrong reasons. So let's say you smoke marijuana, right? And before you get high, before you take them first few hits that's gonna get you blowed, you have to set an intention on what you want to be smoking marijuana for. You can't just be smoking marijuana for the feeling or for the high. You're supposed to have an intention on what you want it to bring. So let's say before you hit it, right? You set an intention to tap into creative energy, heighten your conscious, get in touch with the spiritual realm, activate your chakras. That's one thing I do. And I'm not even gonna hold you up. I've been smoking for the past 2.5 days. Not whole blunts. I know I preached not to smoke marijuana. I did mention though there is such thing as organic marijuana. I look up what GMO marijuana versus real marijuana look like, and you have to make sure you get an organic weed. So, like I was saying, you can ask the marijuana to help you with being more logical, more creative, left and right brain. You can ask it to help you tap into creative energies. Excuse me, so that you can get things done. Just like how artists like to go in the studio with marijuana before they record a song. They feel like marijuana helps them get into their creative energy. That's because they set an intention to get into the creative energy. Now let's say you wanted to have great sex after smoking marijuana. Now people will say stuff like you can't get hard during sex with marijuana, or you are infertile with marijuana. Based on my own experience, women, and not just one, I have not only experienced this with one woman. Women, they get horny when they smoke weed. So yes, now that's for women. Their libido goes up. Now for men, I will say I've had sex while high before. Well, many times. I will say it never made my libido go down, and it never made me hard to get an erection. And it never made me not be able to ejaculate during sex. Although, anyway, I was gonna get into too much information, but forget all that. Just trust me. Now, marijuana, you can literally, almost literally do anything. It's basically like before you hit the marijuana, you making a wish. It's just like that. So whatever your intentions are before you hit the marijuana is what the marijuana will give you. It's an intentional drug. You're supposed to have an intention before you smoke it. That was what it was used for back then. Like let's say, because this is what I do when I would smoke marijuana, and I'm about to stop smoking it again because I really don't like the feeling. But I would smoke marijuana, and I would ask it to help me heighten my conscious or meditate differently. I could get my chakras spinning, and just tap into creative energy. Those the main things I would ask it for. When I would meditate, I would go into such a deep meditation quickly, and I would be able to tap every single chakra effortlessly. That's one thing I was able to do with marijuana. And sometimes, and this is common, when you do certain types of meditation, you will start to see triangles in your face. Triangles in your face with your eyes closed. That's common. That's nothing to be worried about. Now, also, you may hallucinate, but you got to realize something. Your hallucination is not necessarily an illusion. A hallucination is what your mind creates, how your mind perceives things. So that's based off of your mental well-being. It's not always a bad thing. Like when you, for example, if you were to inhale DMT, you would start to see outside of the matrix. You will start to see, and that's another thing you can do with marijuana. You can see through the matrix. You start to see, like, the Snow Channel on TV, like when there's no signal on the channel and they got all that little white fuzzy stuff with the sound, the staticky sound. You will start to see that in the air, and you will start to be able to manipulate like matter with your mind. A type of psychokinesis. You can also tap into your kinesis psychic abilities. Remember the hydrokinesis, pyrokinesis, geokinesis, the metokinesis, telekinesis, electrokinesis, everything. You can do that just off of marijuana. Like, marijuana is actually a powerful thing. It's just that the medical marijuana we get from dispensaries and whatnot is tampered with and is genetically modified. Now, I've done my research on marijuana, and it would say things like there is no GMO marijuana in the market right now. Yes, there is. You can look at, like, sometimes GMO marijuana got too much of the white furry stuff, and the resins on it and whatnot looks just like frail and dead. Like, it's just all the stringy components on it is just shriveled up looking. But yeah, that's how you can use marijuana. And I'm telling you now, like, if you're to go and do this, right? I ask you not to get indulged too much into it, because you may start to do things like not be able to eat unless you smoke marijuana. When you use marijuana for certain things, you training your brain to do it with that. So if you are to, like, eat and smoke marijuana, or smoke marijuana and then go eat, if you stop marijuana for a week, you're gonna lose a lot of weight. I dare promise you. I've done it before. I've done it a few times, and I don't like how that looks. Cause I'm bulking up right now. I'm getting swole out here. But same with using it for spiritual purposes. You're supposed to use marijuana for spiritual purposes or for healing, not just to feel good. You're not supposed to do anything for satisfaction purposes, really, because that gets you effortless dopamine, which, now, if you were to learn to control your hunger, you'll become even powerful. So I will say fasting also makes you more powerful. Fasting, and plus your body having to digest all that food and whatnot takes a lot of energy. So just imagine if you ate, and let's say you go a day, because I used to go 3 days, dry fasting, no water, no food, nothing. It makes you mentally and bodily powerful. That probably don't make sense, but it makes you powerful. You have more mental clarity when you, it's so many benefits to fasting. Fasting next to meditation is one of the best things a human can possibly do on this earth. So back to what marijuana. If you try to use marijuana for spiritual purposes, setting an intention, don't do it too much, because you training your brain to make you think that you need marijuana. Like, it just depends how you doing it and how much you doing it. Just know that at some point you have to let go of marijuana. It's gonna keep you at the reasonable vibration on the Hawkins scale, which is under 500. So remember, you have to be above 500. You gotta realize something. Eventually, you're going to need to let go of marijuana. You're not going to need it anymore. So afterwards, it's just done. It's at a point, it's gonna become like training wheels. Like I said, marijuana will become like training wheels, and it's gonna be like you holding yourself up, or you need help. You don't need help. You have all the technology inside of you. Most of the advanced technology in this planet, especially the computer, is based off the human mind. We are technology. This right here, all this nature right here, is technology. Yeah, marijuana is a plant, but you gotta realize something. This right here can't go nowhere. You can't smoke all this up. You can cause as many wildfires as you want. None of this ain't going nowhere. This is all alive. If you stand out here long enough and you get in contact with nature more often, come out here bare feet, you will start to be able to communicate with these plants and trees and whatnot. You'll be able to get information from them. You'll be able to get energy. You'll be able to get all kinds of knowledge. It's a different, and for some people that may seem like hard to register in the mind. Like, how can you get information from plants? It's connected to the source. And also Mother Gaia, the earth, is a living, breathing organism. Remember that. This is why everybody has to be a vegan. You have to be vibrating at the same frequency as earth. You eat off of the earth, you will vibrate at the same frequency as the earth. Your heart is supposed to have the same frequency as the earth as well. It does, but at the same time, for some people, they may have abnormal heartbeats or some type of heart disease or heavy heart from their diet or how they treat themselves or how they go about life situations. Excuse me. So yeah, that was about it. I'm gonna drop another video because I feel like this ain't enough. I've been going for 3 days, almost 4. So yeah, I love y'all. Subscribe to my channel. Like. Dom Universe taking off. Peace.